It was a really good shift today. It's a really good shift when you work with the one person that really doesn't like you. Just in some aspects, the worst employee, a very toxic employee. That's how I'll put it. A very toxic employee. But you make it work. I made it work today. And so that's a win for me. I'm just going for those little, teeny little wins. I'm very pleased with myself. I don't have to like the guy, but you know what? We made conversation. We made jokes. You probably would have thought, man, these guys are like BFFs. That is not the case. Homie, you talk shit about my family at work. My family who came in to eat. But whatever, man, that's. I say that as look, I'm not perfect. I am always going to be a student of life, a student of the craft. I gave up this like rat race, like I gotta be a chef, I gotta be a chef. I know that's gonna happen for me. I just know I'm doing everything the right way. I'm being patient. I'm making the right mistakes. There's good adversity and there's negative adversity. I'm making good adversity. I'm conquering the good things. I'm getting over myself. I feel great. Earlier this week, they one of the bussers was telling us that he saw our old sous chef. Our old sous chef left to go work at another restaurant with his mentor. And he was only there for a year. But boy, this guy really alienated himself. And I feel bad because I definitely did not help that situation at the time. I was very in my emotions, you could say. I didn't have focus on what was more important, and that was getting through service as smoothly as possible. I mean, there was one day where, like, the fry cook and the saute guy just flipped out on him. Like, you can't fucking tell me what to do. I know what I need to do. You need to get the fuck out of my face. Just straight, like, they were done with him. They weren't going to listen to him. And me at this point, I'm just so sick of this guy because, like, I remember one time he didn't have the concept of rhythm when it comes to calling out tickets. So for him, we were getting slammed on brunch, and he's just calling out tickets and tickets and tickets and tickets, and then he didn't he didn't know how to manage the expo side, so he was losing orders. He was sending orders to the wrong table. It was just a shit show. And then one time I remember going over and trying to help me. He's like, no, I don't need your help. I got this under control. Go. I'm like, okay. I don't, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And then he has the audacity to say, like, are you okay, dude? You look like you're freaking out a little bit. I'm like, dude, okay. I just didn't say anything to that because it was so bad. And I was kind of happy that it was happening because everybody got to see firsthand what the fuck the whole kitchen has been talking about for months now. You know, I work in a company where typically you move up from within. So when you join us, you usually come in as a cook, and everyone that goes up as a line cook, as a lead, a manager, whatever sous chef, they've all worked there. So it's kind of nice because you know who everyone is that's moving up. But just from the get go, everyone was like kind of weird about him because he had just been put there straight from the owner. Like, this is your new sous chef. I don't know the details, so I can't really speak on that too much. There were a couple of red flags. Maybe this just sounds like I'm splitting hairs here, but I remember it was his first day, and he's doing prep, and me and the fry guy kind of like looking at him, just trying to see like little nuances, see if we can get like a read on this guy. The first thing I notice, and then my the fry cook mentions it too, is that this guy's working with like a toothpick in his mouth. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Who are you trying to impress? What are you, like, fucking Johnny Bravo? Some fucking cowboy? Like, take that shit out of your mouth, dude. You're working with food. That was like the first one. And then it was just, he had this blind optimism I'd never heard use that word before. I've never heard. I don't know if that's a real word, but my fry cook said that because he would constantly he would fuck up. He'd fuck up, fuck up, fuck up, and then he'd always just say things like, "Man, we're always getting better. We got to strive to be better." And he had the right idea, but execution was awful. He'd micromanage you. He would say things like, "Oh, you're not doing very well, and I don't know if you're just gonna last here or not." You know, he would pile on work on you. More so than when it was even possible. Look, I'm someone like you want to give me projects, let's go for it. But you have to be kind of realistic as to the amount of projects you're going to give me, knowing that we're about to go into dinner service. And you still expect me to finish everything? You expect me to get out a certain time? Dude, buy me some time. Tell me I can leave a little later. I don't know, dude. This guy was just, it was a real piece of work. And he quit, because towards the end, no one gave a shit about him. Everyone had this idea that I was going to be the next sous chef. Obviously, that didn't happen. I'm still the lead. But everyone could just kind of would bypass him. They'd go straight to me. They just didn't give a fuck. I mean, and he talked down to servers all the time. It was ridiculous, And anyway, same deal happened. He alienated himself at the other restaurant with his mentor. His mentor brought him in, and he got fired from that restaurant. That's tough, man. Anyway, the busser tells us that I guess he's now working for UPS. They saw him driving around in a brown truck, and I'm not gonna hate on him for that. I mean, fuck, maybe his heart was in it, but it just wasn't. He just wasn't built for it. Maybe he just wasn't built for kitchen, or maybe leadership was just too soon. That definitely could happen. And it just got me thinking. I kind of felt bad. I think I should have, I definitely should have done better. Again, I'm always learning. I'm always getting better. And that's one thing. I could go back. I would have tried to help him out more. I would have tried to make this like, dude, if you win, we all win. That's the way it should be. It doesn't matter how shitty the guy is, how lazy the other person is. Dude, we all cross the finish line together. Period. How someone else is, to me, is irrelevant. It's just a challenge, I mean, right now with this guy that I was working with today, it almost happened. I had a moment. I had a test, and I caught myself. So whenever he works grill, and obviously if you're not on the station and you get an order, right, someone else on the team will fire up the ticket for you. No problem. Maybe you're in the walk-in. Maybe you said, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Maybe you're on a break. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Just fucking fire the ticket. But every time you fire one of his tickets, if you put down some bone marrow, if you put down some salmon he takes it out. And he'll tweak it. He'll do these little details that don't matter. So I think there's details that matter, and there's some things that just don't matter in the long run, And these things just didn't matter. And earlier this week, the sous chef's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not helping you anymore. If you get an order, that's your responsibility. And then today, he got an order, but he was out. I don't know where he was. He was like on his fucking 5th cigarette break. The saute cook, she's telling me, he's like, I'm not going to fucking fire shit, because as soon as I fucking put down his orders, he's just going to take it out and bitch and moan about it. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? The sous chef said that he's not going to help him, so I'm not going to help him. And boom, I caught myself. Right there, I caught myself. I'm like, fuck that. I said, nope, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to put down the thing, and if he doesn't like it, that's fine. But you know what? I did the right thing. I did what I'm supposed to do. I did what anybody is supposed to be doing, is looking out for the team as a whole. What, I'm going to tell the server, oh, sorry, the order's a little late because he was gone? What the fuck kind of excuse is that? What, so you don't know how to work grill? What, I'm not worried about what the saute or what my sous chef is. I'm worrying about myself and how I project myself onto the rest of the team and the restaurant. And that shit matters to me, That's what I would expect from a chef. why can I shouldn't expect it for myself? So looking back, hindsight is 2020. I think him and I were in the same boat, just at different ends. We're both equally frustrated, but we lacked self-awareness. You know, I think I think most people, because I'm thinking about myself, and I really thought I was self-aware, but then I really take a look at it. I really start to just break down, quit bullshitting myself. I'm not self-aware. I'm kind of just telling myself things that are just causing me more stress, make me think that I'm fucking right, and it puts me in a fucking bubble. Why is this? Why is this sous chef suck so much? Why is this guy treating everyone like shit? You know, I'm sure he had his whys. Why is the staff not responding to me? I'm being really positive with them. Why are the chefs yelling at me? Why am I constantly being, sent to the office to be talked to? Maybe if we just would have taken a less of a victim approach, which I think why is a victim word. How about more of accountability approach, which is what can I do to better my relationship with my sous chef? What can I do to improve the relationship with staff? What can I do to maybe win some hearts and minds? What can I do to work as a buffer between the line cooks, the front of house, and my sous chef, who they don't seem to like? I could have been, I'm not saying this in this selfish way, but I could have been the fucking hero of the day. I could have been there and just like, bam, helped everyone out. And then I come out, I missed out on a great learning opportunity because I wasn't self-aware enough, properly self-aware enough. When you're too busy, when I was so busy with the whys, that what was that doing? It was stalling me and it was just regressing me backwards. If I could have just focused on what, I could have made strides. I could have taken steps forwards. I could have bettered myself, But just like anything, you look back in your life, dude. You think back and you're like, man, if I could have done a different thing, I'd be ahead. But you know what? I'm exactly where I should be right now. I'm making these positive things. Today is evidence of that, and no one can take that away from me.